Hello, hello. You are welcome back from the short long break. All right, so we hope to finalize things in a short while so that we can all go back to everything we are doing. So before we continue, before we go to where everybody is going to present, so I just want to do just a short practice of what we have done so far. That's the whole logic function and all of those that we are doing. So just to see how it works with time, then everybody then presents everything they want to say. I hope everyone can see my screen. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So just a quick one. I want to work with everything we've done on that whiteboard the other time. We just want to bring everything home. So we want to do so on this data set. I want to choose people that their age is less than 20. Less than 20. If age is less than 20. So what I'll just do for any function on Excel, I put equal to first. I write if, then I go to that cell less than 20. Then I put comma, then I put, so for me to write true, I have to put it in a string. So that's quote and unquote. So I'll put comma. So if it is false, I'll put false. Then I close the bracket, and I press enter. Simple. So once you do it for the first cell, then you can drag for every other cell. So you notice how I dragged. Please notice how I dragged. You can see how I drag where your cursor becomes a plus sign. Where your cursor becomes a plus sign. Where your cursor becomes a plus sign. So you just come to, and that's just your bottom right on Excel and most spreadsheets. So you hold on to it, then drag down. You drag down across your data set. But another scope is just double click. If you double click, it will do the same thing for everybody. So you can see it checks is this person greater than 20, less than 20? No. Then it goes down. So you can see that someone is less than 20 here. You can see it's true. So that's how it happens. So if it is two conditions, you want to say, okay, the person is greater than less than 20 and this same thing happens. You just pick this, put it in a bracket, then use the and, right? And tenure is greater than, tenure means number of times the customer has been with us. Tenure is greater than 30. Oh, coming, what's happening? Why? What to do that? Why are you doing that? Okay. So now we have, you can see that it's now true, unlike before that it was false. So now I'm using two conditions. B2, that's age less than 20, and D2, that's under tenure greater than 30. So we ask ourselves, are those two conditions met? So this ampersand sign is called and, that's the and sign. The ampersand sign, that's the and sign. So if I want to use or, I will use the stroke. This is the or sign, or. That's the or sign. If I want to use and, I'll use the ampersand sign. So the or is on, you see it above your backslash, the one that looks like this on your keyboard. I don't know where it is on your keyboard. Just look for this stroke, just straight stroke, straight. And for and, so this is or, this is and. So you can say I use and here. If I want to change it to, I think most of them satisfy the two conditions. If I want to use greater than, let me use greater than 50, press enter. You can see that I will do the same thing. I will double click this. So, wow. D5 is less than 20 and D5 is greater than 50. No, something is wrong there. D4 less than 20. No, something is wrong. Come in, something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. No. No. What's happening? Something is wrong. Jackson. Please give me some minutes. And 21, this greater than, less than 20, logic 2, D for D2, greater than 50. Okay, all right. Oh, sorry. Now I guess it. I wanted to loop it into if. I was using code, like that's R and Python syntax. I completely forgot that I am in the Excel environment. So what we are going to use instead of ampersand and this, so we're just going to use the word itself, or and. Sorry for that. So start with, instead of starting with if, you start with and. Then you now write the conditions inside of the bracket. So unlike the other one, when we add if, when we add if, we just said equal to if, then we put it in the bracket, this, the variable less than 20, then you close the bracket, press enter, and it gives you what you want or what you wanted. So, okay, value is true, finish it. T, then value is false, F. Yeah, so it gives you that. In this condition, instead of if, in and, you are going to write and first. Then inside the bracket, you put the conditions. The first condition is B2 less than 20. The second condition is D2 greater than 50. So if I want to change it to another condition entirely, let's say I want to use ages, maybe less than 40, and tenure is greater than 60. I press enter, then I do the same thing. I double click, then I have those I want to choose. Oh, wow, everybody is feeling that. So it's telling me that, okay, I should change my criteria. So I can always change my criteria dependent on what I want. So this is just how it looks like. But when we get to R, I think the code I wrote before was for R and Python, not for Excel. I was bringing that logic into Excel. So that was why it was returning error the other time. So that's about that. So the other part I was explaining is that each variable has different kind of analysis you can do. So if we pick gender, you can see that gender has levels. Gender is a categorical variable. You cannot start looking for the average of gender. Oh, Ada, you want to say something?
Sorry, I have a question before you go further.
Okay.
So, so for the formula that you use for the if and that you clarify that if we're using this, we can use instead of using if, we now put the and on or,
Yeah.
right? So are you saying so when using can we now use if the formula if we are just checking for maybe one condition? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. If you are checking for
Or
one condition, you use if only. But you can also check multiple conditions with if actually. But in if, just one has to be true. So you are not so in if say how do I explain this? Now everything I'm doing is just on this condition age. So I can have multiple conditions that okay, if age is less than 20, else this. But I can also have else if. So I can have okay. So that question is very important. So let me clarify it. Let me clarify it. So now I have if B2 is less than 20, right? So now I can have multiple conditions with if also. And how can I have multiple conditions with if? And I have multiple conditions with if I want the rule to be like do different things on the same variable. So I can say if B2 is less than 20, now else, right? So I want to write, so instead of just saying B2 is less than, okay, let me start with, so that I think if I start with the function, it will be better because I want everyone to follow now. So now I have B2 is less than 20. Normally, what we had before was if the value is true, just write true. If it is false, write false, right? That was what we had before. Now, I can have multiple ifs, and that is, I'm coming, no, no, this is not what I want. I want to have multiple ifs. So now, coming else if, sorry, I think I there's something I'm missing. I'm missing something. There's something I'm missing. B2 less than 20, then looking into, yes, if B2 is greater than 30. I'm coming, I want to be sure that this program. We can actually have, I think it's been long since I used Excel, so my understanding is basically in R. Everything that is coming to my head now is in R and Python. So I am not, something is coming. We can actually have multiple ifs. Yes, we can have multiple ifs. If B2, if 20 is less than B2 and less than 30, we use else if. And I think I'll get back to you on that. I'll get back to you on that. Okay, or let me just, instead of doing that, let me just go to multiple ifs. So let me just copy the code from Google. Yes, now I get, I think. Yeah, I think I'm correct now. Nested ifs. I mean, I'm actually correct. Ray, why did it return error? Is it the version of myself? Coming. Sorry. Condition 1. 20 on. Oh, I've seen where, yeah. Yes. Thank you. So I've seen where I was getting it from. So we can have multiple ifs. So let's assume that what I want is, let me just break it down. So under this age, I want to be able to say, if someone is between this age and this age, let the person be tagged as this. But if the person is between this age and this age, let the person be tagged as this. If the person is between this age and this age, let that person be tagged as this. But notice that it's the same variable. I am not looping another variable into it. The same column. That's the difference between and, or, and if. So in and or, you can use like 2 different columns. But in if, you only use 1 column. But in that if, you can have, instead of having just 1 condition, you can have multiple conditions under that if. But it's on the same column. So now let me go through it now. Thanks to Google. Well, it just shows that we can all make mistakes. So it's there's nobody's on island of knowledge. Nobody's has a monopoly of wisdom. So, so now I want it to be such that if age is less than 20, say green. If age is between 21 and 40, write blue. But if age is above 40, write yellow. So that's what I want: green, blue, and yellow. So if age is less than 20, I'll put the value I want, green. So I was not putting the value, that was what was giving me error the other time. Then I put comma, because that's the first condition. Then under that condition, I will now put another if statement. We call it nested ifs. Nested ifs. So that's, so instead, so in what I was typing before was else if. So in R or Python or any other programming language, you use else if. You don't use if like this. But in Excel, you use nested ifs. So you have multiple ifs inside of one another. So the first condition that Excel checks is, okay, is this value less than 20? If it is true, it will just write green. But if it is false, it is, so Excel will have to check the next condition. So the next condition is now that if it is between 21, the same cell, so don't forget, it's the same cell, less than 30. I'm going to say, right, I have to drag this out. I'm going to say, comma, write blue. Notice that I now have 2 conditions. So instead of just 1 condition, I have 2 conditions now. But it is not and. It is nested ifs. So it's like we are testing multiple conditions, but we are not using the concatenate where we are considering the 2 of them at the same time. It's just 1 at a time. that we are considering. We're not considering two at the same time, only one. So what Excel will do is it will first check the value. So let me close this bracket now. I'll close this first bracket. Notice that you have to close your bracket completely. If I only close one bracket, which is that red, it will give me error. But I have to close the second one. You can see that it's now closed to this first bracket. If you don't close your bracket completely, it will give you error. So what Excel does is that it checks the first one and says, is it less than 20? It tells me that, okay, it is less than 20. Oh, it is not less than 20. So it says green. No, that's false. Then the next one is, if 21 is less than B2 and B2 is less than 30, return blue. Oh, that's not working. Why? Come in. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. Why are you working?
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Yes,
Just
you
quickly.
can.
So, sorry, can you put it back to the formula? I just want to check something.
All right.
So you already put that if B2 is less than 20, puts green. So
Yes.
if the other ifs we are checking, why can't we just put if, because we're already talking about less than 20, right? So anything lower than 20 is what is going to give us this thing. So if can't we put that if it is 20 to, like now we are looking at figures that are within 20 to 30, right?
Yes.
For the next if.
Yeah.
And you've already put 21 less
Yes.
than, so you're already referring to anything that is not less than 20 in the green to 30 is what is going to give us blue. But me, I'm looking at the formula. I really don't understand this formula because I was thinking that maybe you're going to put something like maybe 20 greater than 20, less than 30. I don't know if I'm making sense. Or greater than 19. So sorry, since we're using greater than 19, less than 30, maybe that will
Yeah.
work.
Okay, B2 greater than 12. Okay, I'm coming. I think my greater than 19. No, let me use greater than 20. Let me use greater than 20. It should give us true now. Okay. I think it's still false. Oh, something is wrong. I'm coming. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. If B2 is less than, okay, I'm coming. If B2 is greater than 20, give me green. Oh, it gave me green. All right. So nothing is wrong. I'm the one writing nonsense. So it's my code that is giving me nonsense. So if B2 is less than 20, yes, that's false, right? So it then checks, is B2, so the next condition I want to write is if B2 is, think, yeah, inside the ifs, yeah. Then I want to say if the same B2 is less than 20. The first one is greater. The next one is less than. Then give me blue. Sorry. Something is wrong. I think I have to get back to you. I have to get back to you. I have to get back to you on that. I have to get back to you on that. But you know why? Condition, yes. Value, yeah, that's the code. First condition, value, second condition, value, third condition, value. Yeah, that's it. I don't know why it's not giving me what. So what happens is you write out your conditions like in a normal sheet of paper. So what I want is 0 to 20. 0 to 20. If B2 is between 0 and 20, give me this value, which is green. So now the next range is 21 to 30. So that range is between 21 and 30. So that means that B2 will be, that value, the lowest value in that range will be less than B2, and B2 will be less than the highest value in that range. So it's between 21, which is 21 is less than B2, and 30, which is, that is less than 30 is greater than B2. Then the next one is anything greater than 30, just write red or yellow. So that's where I think that's where I'm getting it wrong. That's the other one is where I'm getting it wrong. I don't know why. Just giving me false. Okay, if I put, if it's giving me false, then that means that the conditions were not met. 22, okay, if, so bug happens everywhere, every time. So this is not the first time, it's always like that. You just continue to rack your brain. 20, so let me start with 20, less than or equal to B2, and B2 is less than or equal to 30, and I want you for that. So, and outside that, I want red. Okay, I think I will put it inside this. Then why is it giving me red? Something is happening. It's telling me that this condition was 20 is less than B2, but this is 22. 41 is still like 35 is more than 30. Everything is red. Everywhere don't red though. What is happening? B2 is less than 20. No. And if this is not correct. Coming. It's now doing the right thing, but I want to check. Oh, sorry. I'm the one that is, yeah, sorry. So actually it's my programming language coding that is actually giving me problems. And I'm so sorry for keeping you guys waiting and trying to debug this. Actually, I was trying to put in a range. So in Excel, oh sorry, now I can like see where I got it from. So in Excel, you don't put the kind of range I was putting the other time, we don't put it in Excel. So in Excel, you use comma for range. So when your value is between, so I want to write now I get, yeah, now I get. So we are looping many things at the same time. So we are using and. If you recall that when I talked about and, I said And means that we are combining two conditions. So because we have condition where we are saying if B2 is greater than 30 and B2 is greater than 20 and B2 is less than 30, because that's two conditions, or those are two conditions rather. We have to put them in and then put a comma. So this is very easy with programming language, because in programming language, you don't need to specify all of this. So the and now is combining the same thing that we have wrote before, where we said 20 is less than B2 and B2 is less than 30. So what we have done is just that we are having two conditions here. So if we look at it, B20 is greater than or so I will explain the difference between greater than or equals to 20 and greater than 20. So greater than or equals to 20 means that it starts from 20, but greater than 20 means that it will start from 21. Now notice that in B2 less than 20, we already excluded 20. So that means that if we are going to write the second condition, it has to be from 20 to 30. So that's why the second condition is now having B2 greater than or equals to 20, then comma B2 less than or equals to 30. That's why we have that. So let me write out the scaling again. So what we are doing is that we are reconverting age such that when age is less than 20, write green. All right. When age is between 20 and 30, write blue. For any other one, age is greater than 30, write red. So now, these are the conditions that we want to code age into. Notice that everything we are doing is on the same column. It's on the same column. The only thing we are doing, or the reason we are bringing and, is because, just like we have said before, we are comparing two conditions. But I'm still doubting that we need to use and here. But then for now, let's just use and. I would do my research and see if we can use the range. So now here we have B2 is less than 20, which is the first condition. So the next one is to loop in the other condition. So we write, okay, if B2 is less than 20, what is the value that we want to return? So it's green. And the next one is if B2 is between this range, then return this value blue. So this last red means that default. So if all of these conditions are not met, write red. So that's why if you see 53, 53 is greater than 30. That's why 53 will be red. But this guy will be blue because it is between 20 and 30. So that's how that condition is. Notice that we have multiple conditions, but on the same column. Unlike and, that we can just easily write and then compare two columns. So we have B3 is greater than 40 and D3 is greater than 60. Two columns immediately, bam. If it is or, the same thing happens. So we just put or here, or X or X or. Sorry, okay, this, okay, or works. Okay, it is or. So you just put or, then you are fine. So it compares the two and gives you a result. So notice that this is true now, not before that it was and, it was false. So just one condition needs to be true. Is B2 less than 40? Yes. Is B2, is tenure greater than 40? Greater than 60? No. But because one of the conditions are true, one of the conditions is true, then we have true. But if it is and, we put and here, both conditions have to be true for it to be true. That's different between and or. But in if, the same column is being compared to itself, just like we are rescaling that column. We always use it when we want to change a quantitative variable to a categorical variable. Notice that instead of having age, I can now have red, blue, and green, which is levels, which are categorical in nature. So I can just say, okay, I want to recode age such that whenever I see red, I know that, oh, red means that the person is greater than 30. Whenever I see blue, blue means that the person is between 20 and 30. But whenever I see green, the person is less than 20. So that was just how that categorization works. So the problem we are having before was in this specifying this range. This range was where we have a problem. So just write out, so when you want to categorize like that, write out your mathematics, then try to write it in the logic form. So that's how it is. So in nested if, you write your first if statement, the condition if it is true, then write your other if. So you can have multiple ifs. So you can even say, okay, if that one is blue, you can have the next one to be if, I can have another one to be if and B2 is greater than 30, comma, B2 is less than or equal to 40, then write red. Then I'll now say, if it is now greater than 40, any other one, write y. So let me put that in the quote also. Why? Okay, I didn't complete. I was saying that you have to complete the what's it called? The brackets. If you don't complete the bracket, it will always give you error. Okay, if this and if this, which is greater than 30, and yes, that's correct. Okay, I know where it is. You have to always complete the what is it called? The brackets in Excel. Excel has a lot of rules. So the bracket is one major rule that if you flout it, it will always give you errors. Okay, I've closed this. Okay, I need to close this first. Yes, I need to close that. Then I will then close this. Why? Sorry. I'm closing green first, then I'm closing purple next. Have I closed this? Yes, I've closed this. If this is this, fine. Problems. Okay. All right. To be sure that does okay, it does it. All right. Then I want to put another one. So that's if and so I want to put that into B3. Oh, now I get what was wrong then. So I was putting the wrong cell inside another cell. Greater than 30, comma, B3 is less than 40. Give me what? Okay. Close this, close this, close this, close this. This is not going to work today. Mm-hmm. Close this, close this. So then I can put any other thing in front of it. So it's It's really giving me headache. So I think let's just leave it so I can go to other things. So next week, I will go and do my research very well and take us through this if nested ifs in Excel. So let me go and do my research very well. But the what's it called is the same. The logic is the same. It's just the coding that I've not gotten. So the logic is the same. The coding is what is the problem now. The coding is, I think I'm getting the logic wrong because it has its own logic. Okay, if this one is this, then if into that man. Why am I on 4? It's happening. More than 30. That's right. Okay, so I need to walk back now. B2 is greater than 30, comma B2 is less than or equals to 40. What's now the problem? Why am I having issues for? Has worked. So it's just to pick each of the and please don't don't be afraid when you make mistakes. So you can see trainer is also struggling with this now. So it's very straightforward. I think I was getting my logic wrong. So it's the first condition when it's true, the second condition when it's true, the third condition when it's true, then you now put the other one when everybody is false. So if you don't put this, well, it will return false. So it will not give you any value. It will just return false. If every of the conditions you have specified is not met. So you just look at it, you can see that I specified between 0 and 40, and every other one, this one is 41. That's why it's false. So I didn't mean that I specified another value for default, that is when everything is false. When everything is false, I want Roy to be color of orange of our rainbow. So it will just like double click this now. I should have rugby there. So this is when every other condition is false. So that's, and notice that it's the same column. That's just different between if and or. So again, so that would ensure that we get this right. So you start from your conditions. If you have multiple conditions on the same column, you specify your conditions first. So let me pick another value, another column entirely. So let's assume that we are looking at Sean. We are looking at Sean. That okay, if the customer did not come back, write did not come back. If the customer came back, write the customer came back. So 1 means the customer came back. 0 means the customer did not come back. So that means that we are going to say when Sean is equal to 1, say came back. When Sean is equal to 0, say did not come back, did not come back. So those are the two conditions I want to specify on Sean. Instead of just saying 1, if it is 1, write this. Now I want to write if it is this and if it is that. I have 2 ways to do it. Since it's just one value. I can just say equal to if, then if Sean is equal to 1, say came back, then comma did not come back, then close the brackets. So then press enter. So you notice that whenever I see 0, to say it did not come back. I notice that I use double, okay, using the logic of RPK. So came back is when it is 1, so it's just write come back. If it is 0, did not come back. And I can even write it in multiple, what is it called? Multiple statements, such that I can say, okay, if it is 1, say it come back. But if it is 0, the same value, if it is 0, say did not come back. So I say I have now done 2 conditions. Yeah. So you can say I have now put 2 conditions instead of 1. We now have 2 conditions here now instead of 1. So we can have multiple ifs. That's what I'm trying to illustrate because of those mistakes. So I have to ensure that I do it multiple times so that everybody gets it. So sorry for those mistakes that I made before. So let's assume that I want to look at usage frequency. How much people use our product. I want to recategorize that to, okay, if it is between, if usage frequency is between 0 and let me just say less than 9, say low. Now, if usage frequency is between, if usage frequency is between is between 10 and 30, say medium. Now, if usage frequency is between is above 30, say high. So I want to recategorize usage frequency into low, medium, and high now. So instead of having usage frequency in these numbers, I want to have it in categorical variables. So this is usage frequency. So I can go here and say, okay, now equal to, if usage frequency, I'll just make a cell, is less than 10, 0 to 9. Like I said, if it is less than, it means that that number is not there. So 0 to 9, or you can say less than or equal to 9. It's the same thing, or less than 10, any one of the two. Use any of the two. Then say low. Put low. Once you want to write a string, you have to put it in quote and unquote. If I put that logic, just one logic, and I double click this, you will see that it's only those ones that make the condition that will be written, because I only specified just one condition. So if you look at anybody that is between 0 and 9 will give me, so let me hide this so that everybody can see. So I can click all of these columns, right click this, right click them and click on hide so that I can easily see my columns very well. So I can always hide in Excel so that you can see what you are doing. I love to hide so that it's easier to do things. Oh, that's hiding what I don't want to hide. So yeah, hide this. So now I want it such that usage frequency when it's between 0 and 9, just write low. But I now have multiple ifs. I want it to be such that when it is between 10 and 30, write medium. So if you notice between 10 and 30, any value between 10 and 30 will be greater than 10, or greater than or equals to 10, then less than or equal to 30. any number that is between 10 and 30, any number you pick, is either that number is greater than or equals to 10. If that number is 10, it will be greater than or equals to 10. Or that number is less than or equal to 30. So that's why we want to specify the next if. When you want to specify the next if, you pick it from where you left it here and say, comma, if, because we are now using two conditions, that's why you are using and here, just like we have done before now. That's why we are using and. Then, if usage frequency, you pick that cell again, is greater than or equal to 10, then comma, the same number is less than or equal to 30. Then you say, okay, what's the value that I want for that? Medium. Sorry, what's that again? Oops, yeah, yeah. Okay. What's happening? Oh, I didn't close this bracket. So this thing can be very, very frustrating, actually. Very, very frustrating. So we just have to ensure that we follow well. So now you can see that, and I'll put the condition here now. If it is between 10 and 30, write medium. So you can see that this number is between 10 and 30. So I will double click so that it can do for the other person. 28 is between 10 and 30. 10 is between 10 and 30. 12 is between 10 and 30. But look at, is there anyone that is false? Okay, everybody is between 10 and 30. Oh, no one is. Okay, let me write 1 to be 50 here. Let me write this one to be 50. Because this is now false. Why? Because it does not meet these two conditions that I've stated. So for me to now say, okay, any other one that does not meet all of my conditions, so I'll just put it beside my last condition and say, okay, write I for every other person that does not meet that condition. So you can see that this one is now I. So that's how you specify the category. So the first condition, the second condition, then the third condition. Ada, have you gotten that? Do you understand that now?
Yes.
All right. So sorry for taking us through that long route. I think we spent about 1 hour on that. So that's just the difference between if and and. You can notice that in if, we didn't loop more than one column. But in and, we looped more than one column. B2 and D2, different columns. But in if, even if you are doing 100 conditions, it must be on the same column. It must be on the same column. But when we get to softwares like R and Python, they allow us to loop between columns. For this one, take this one and this one. But in Excel does not have that functionality. So let's just leave it. So for now, we are still building dashboards, so we don't need to do those ones in. So thank you very much for listening to my. So the other one that I want to take us through would be, I don't think we're going to have time for the presentations again, because I want to also show us pivot table. So in pivot table, what you just need to do is Control A, change all your, so I'm going to remove all of these ones that we have done. Let me remove them so that we can have only the things we need. Yep. So in pivot table, what we just need to do is press Control A, go to insert, format your data as a table. Tell Excel that, oh, my table has headers, because headers means your table has column names, which are the variables you have here. Then you go to table design, you change the name of your table so that you can be able to use that name whenever you want to insert the pivot table. So if you click on insert and in pivot table, what you just need to write here is the name of your table. Mind you, you can have multiple tables on your data sheet. You can have multiple tables on your data sheet. You just write the name of your table, then click on new worksheet, then click on OK. If you watch that video, you are going to see this. So I'm just doing this so that you can see that how to represent the frequency table. So once you bring it in, sometimes R will go and do what you don't want. So that's why when you do this, when you drag the variable you want to rows and values, you drag the same variable to values. The next thing you do is, oh, it has I have to remove one. Yeah. Next thing you do is you go to field settings. You can either click it here or you come to this arrow here, then you click on value field settings, then you go to show value as, then you click on this drop down button, percentage of grand total, so that it can give you percentage. So that's why we now have percentage here. So we now have percentage here, then you can reduce the decimal points here so that you can have the frequency distribution. So you can see that this one is different from mean median mode. So when you have levels, you don't do mean median mode or maximum, you do frequency tables. But if you have a quantitative variable like use tenure, usage frequency, last interaction, all of these are quantitative variables. Unlike gender, that is level. You can see that gender has level, male and female. So that's just how it is. And on that video, I think we have done enough justice to that, so you can easily pick up it, pick the video up and do whatever it is you want to do. So the same thing goes for the fusion type. So drag it to row, drag it to values. Then you do the same thing again. Go to click on this, go to value field setting, go to show value as, click on this, then click on OK. So you can see that you now have the percentage per each of the levels. So that's what I expect when we have categorical variables, and what I expect when we have quantitative variables, things like average, minimum, maximum, standard deviation. These are what I would be expecting when we are working on quantitative variables. But when we are working on categorical variables, what I'm expecting is something like table. So that's the difference between the two. So by next week, we're going to go through this pivot table in full. So by that time, I expect everyone to have mastered how to calculate average, how to calculate minimum, what is maximum, what is standard deviation. So average is just say equal to AVERAGE, then you are good. You can put your range of your data, then you are good to go. Close your function and you are good to go. If it is minimum, just press equals to MIN, then your range of your data, then you are good to go. If it is maximum MAX, then you are good to go. If it is standard deviation, then you have STD, yeah. STDEV. Yeah, this is STDEV, yeah. Then you put the range of your values, then close the brackets, then you are good to go. So you can see how we have done. Average is AVERAGE, minimum is MIN, maximum is MAX on Excel, and standard deviation is STD. So that's the function of this. These are the summaries I'll be expecting if you are working with quantitative variables. But if you are working with categorical variables, again, this is what I'm expecting. Something like this. Category frequency tables. So by next week, we're going to now look at how we can add charts to all of this. Any question? Any question? So we are good to go. Everything is fine. Is that all? Let me get feedbacks, please. I know today was a hard one because of those mistakes I made, so it happens. Sometimes things don't go your way. Actually, it can be, especially when you start coding on software programming languages, it can be an arduous task when you are writing your analysis. Like even a comma can disturb your brain for 5 hours. Just one comma or a colon that you don't put somewhere, or a bracket, just like the way we are having problems with bracket on Excel. So that's how it is. And I am glad that that happened today, because it became a learning time for us, because it just shows that you can make mistakes. Even my boss, who has been in the research world for about 40 years, still write codes that we have to debug and debug, and at the last time it will just be a comma, so or a colon or a bracket or a square bracket somewhere. So just whenever you come across issues where your code is not running, or you are getting error, just continue to persist, and that's why you have Google. Like one of my boss will say, or will always say, Google is your friend. So you just, if you're having issues, you can always copy and paste to Google. And sometimes Google might not give you the right result. That's why you have softwares like GPT, Copilot, and all of those. You can easily tell them that, okay, this is what I want to get. Okay, am I writing the code correctly? If you are not writing it correctly, they will let you know. Then you can go back. So that's how you debug until you get it right, just like I did today. So any question? Oh, Tamilore, you have a question? Any question? Okay. Because of what we went through, we will not be having our presentations. Or is there anyone that has their presentation ready? I have my presentation ready. Let me see your hand. Or mute and let me see your hand. That I can give in 2-3 minutes. I can give my presentation in 2-3 minutes. I can give my presentation in okay. Then let's call names now. Shakirat, are you with us? Because you've not
Yes.
said anything. So
Wait.
can you present your data set? Can you in 2-3 minutes?
Okay. I'm using my phone now. Because okay, maybe another person should take it for now, so I can use the system. Because I want to feed my baby, please.
Oh, all right. Ada, let's have you. I think we still have about 20 minutes left. Ada, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So let's go.
So the question we're answering is the one of the major question, 3 sub questions, and
Yes. Just take us through what you have. So just like brief overview. So by next week, we are going to, after the pivots, after going through all of the classes and doing this, so just come back to this. This is the same thing we're going to do next week. So just give us an overview of what you have.
okay. Oh, sorry. Just to be clear, is it overview on the on what we're going to present?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll be making use of my last week data I downloaded.
All right. That's fine.
No, I'm asking,
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
Okay. So will I be sharing my screen, or I should just speak on it? Okay, so from the last week, but the date, should I be sharing my screen?
Yeah, you can share. Yeah, share your screen. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay. Okay, can you see my screen now? Please, can you see my
Yes,
screen?
yes, I can see your screen.
Okay, so from the data downloaded last week, it was on world marriage data. That is marital status of men and women, and our major question was we wanted to, for me, if I would say my major question, that is my overarching question, will be what is want to know the marriage status of men and women generally, right? We just want to know maybe marriage status from men and women as at 2012 from, or would I say, okay, sorry, from this data is starting from 2020, so within 2020 to 2012, that is the hierarchy question, for example. So if I'm to bring out a sub question from this my data based on what the video we learned, so now I want to now know the percentage of want to know the percentage of people that are divorced in this within this year period. That would be one of my sub hypotheses. Percentage of people that are single within this period, and percentage of people that are for example, widowed. So my sub question will be focused on people that are single, people that are married, people that are divorced, and people that are separate, widowed, divorced. So those are 4 hypotheses, if I'm correct, because this will actually give us marital status. This is actually targeting my overarching question. So those are now, that means from this overarching question, I've been able to get 4 sub hypothesis questions. And now, so now for me to now get my data, I will now be getting asking specific questions that will target each of these sub hypotheses. For example, people that are single, I can just ask, okay, one of the data I will want to collect is as at 2024 to 2012, how many people were single within this period, right? So it's just for me to get specific question that targets each of my hypotheses. Sorry, my sub hypothesis, that's a sub questions. So by the time I get all of this information and do my analysis and put it on, do my analysis, basically, I'll be able to get results that will not answer these questions. So now these questions are now turned to results, which will now turn to statements. Okay, so I think that is, those are the questions I was able to generate from my own data.
Great, great. That's great. Thank you for that. You can stop sharing. So,
Thank you.
Princess, can we have you? Is Chakras ready?
No, almost, please.
Okay, Princess, can we have you? Bumi, are you ready? Hello? We can't hear you.
I'm not sharing any screen today.
What is it?
I said I'm not sharing any. I didn't work on anything. I was just listening to the class.
Okay, okay.
The call.
Okay, Princess is about to share. So please, everybody, be prepared next week. We don't have any video to watch for this week of videos to watch. So go through all of the videos. So next week is for us to go through all that we've learned, ask questions. Princess, we can see your screen. And we are also seeing your WhatsApp. So please take it away so that we won't be seeing chats. All right, so just as I was saying, please ensure that you watch all the videos. Ensure that you are up to date. No video for this week. So just go through the videos. And if you have gone to the videos before, Princess, I thought you wanted to share. You can continue sharing. Are you with us? We can't hear you. Hello?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm trying to share.
Okay. So Please go through all the videos. Is Shakirat ready? So go through all the videos. Ensure that you are up to date. If there's any question, write your question out. Bring your questions next week. So we're going to like redo everything we've done so far in next week. Then I would give us an assignment on what I didn't teach in class in the next week. So it is very simple. It's just for us to add charts to all of those tables that we have done. So once we add charts to them, then we are already getting close to our dashboard. So by the next 2 weeks, we are going to be developing our first dashboard. Our first dashboard will be coming up next 2 weeks, and it's going to be very interesting. So as we are waiting for those that want to present, please click on the form link that I shared on the chat. Click on it and fill the Google form. It shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes. All right, so we can see your screen, Shakirat.
Okay.
All right. Oh, Princess, please wait while Shakirat. Oh, who is presenting?
I'm the one.
I can see Spotify.
Spotify, okay.
On the screen.
Okay, someone should stop sharing. Who will stop sharing?
Okay.
Someone should stop.
Anyways.
Okay, Princess, stop. Let's Shakirat continue. So I will take Shakirat, then come to you afterwards.
So can I share my screen now?
Yeah, Shakirat, share your screen. Please stop sharing. All right, thank you. So as Shakirat is sharing, please everyone click on the form and fill the form. All right, Shakirat, you have the floor. You can continue.
So this is a data set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 students, yes, that are writing WAEC, and I asked about how they are reading and how they are preparing for the exam. So we have students A to F, and each student, you can see the study hours of the students. Student A use 5 hours, B use 8 hours, and the rest. And at the end of the mock exam, this is their score here. We have 50, 60 to 90. So the major question I will ask, like that would be my, let me say, my vision or goal of the study, that does studying more hours per week improve student exam performance?
Yeah.
I don't know if that is right.
Yeah, it's very correct. Very, very correct.
Okay, so the sub questions will be, how many hours do high scoring students study per week? So we can see that the student that is scoring the highest score study for almost 18 hours a day. So okay, the next question will be, is there a relationship between study hours and exam score? So through these data sets, we can see that there is a relationship between the study hour and the exam score. And also, the third question will be, what study hours range give the best exam performance? Am I on the right track?
Okay, so like we said, so now what's the overarching question again? What's the does studying more hour give us
per week improve students? Does studying more hours per week improve students' exam performance?
Okay, now what you are now trying to ask is that what range of study hours give us more exam score, right?
Yes, give us the
Yeah,
best
that still
example.
works. Yeah, that still works.
Okay.
Yeah, that still
So
works.
on the analysis I will work on is, I would compare the study hours with the exam score. And also I'm
Okay.
going to create a chart showing the study hour versus score. So using these charts here, you can see that the students that study for 5 hours got 50 marks, while the one that study 10 hours got 70 marks. So through this chart, I can analyze is that the more they read, the higher the score.
Okay, you have done correlation.
So,
That's
and
so.
okay, you can continue, sir.
No, you say what you want to say.
So I'm going to identify whether students who study more tend to score higher marks. So if these students that, maybe during the process of collecting the data said he read for like 18 hours or 20 hours in a day, and the
Yeah.
score at the end of the exam score is now maybe, let's say 40, which is less than all the people that said they read for these hours. So will I assume? I don't know if I can assume that this student F gave me a false report on the study hours.
Okay.
He's really good.
Okay. Yeah.
Another
Yeah.
key, the fourth
Yeah,
question.
I understand your your assumption. Well, so one thing we always do, and we're going to talk about, is what we call generalizability of our findings and construct validity. So we're going to talk about all of those when we get to inferential statistics. So for now, we are still in the realm of descriptive. So, and you are doing pretty well and great. Yeah, great. Thank you very much for that. Although from next week, so that you can have a bigger data set to work with, I would say that you should try to download data.
Okay.
You can look at those links that we add and just download. You can download an education data so that you can have a bigger data. Because if I tell you to start like improving this and you add more values, you would put more values. But I just want something that you are not imputing yourself, right? So that you will not bias your results. So you can pick any education data on any platform and use. But you are doing pretty great. Thank you. Everybody's doing fine. So Princess, let's have you. Please, everybody should start filling the form as we're having those presentations. Princess, are you there? Tamilore, are you able to present, or we should wait till next week for your presentation?
Yes.
All right. Princess, let's have you.
Yes.
Let's have you. You can present now. You just have 4 minutes to go, so please be fast. Please, as Princess is presenting, everybody should look into it. So I sent a dashboard to the group. You can see how beautiful that dashboard is. So that's something we are going to be working on in the next 2 weeks. And we have all of the knowledge we need to do that already. It's just one more thing that we need, and we are good to go. We can all build that dashboard that we have there. Okay. Princess, let's have it.
Yeah. Okay, so the first question that was asked where I jotted it somewhere. What's the major question? Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
All right. So the first question is, what factor influences whether customer keep or cancel their subscription? That was like the major question I could deduce from the database, because it simply has to do with their what's it called, their music intake and the way they pay for subscription and all. And there are some questions that I brought. I brought 3 sub questions, which are: does payment status affect?
Yes, we can hear you.
Does payment, I'm talking about the sub questions now.
Okay.
Do you need me to like retract my steps or I should
No,
continue?
continue what you are doing. You are doing well.
Okay, so the first question, which I said earlier, is does payment status affect consumer retention? And that question was brought from
Oh, she has left. Okay. Oh, she's back. Hello, Princess. Are you here? So please, everyone, please fill the form. Only one person had filled the form, and we have 4 persons here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Please fill the form. All right. I
back
think.
on your screen.
Hello, Princess. Are you with us?
Yes, yes, I am.
Oh, I think. Okay. So you can just you can don't need to share. I think your network is having issues. Just take us through your questions and the data you want to use for analysis because it's already 12.
Okay, but can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, the second sub question is how does retention differ across subscription cohort? This
Okay.
is the way, yes. The third one is what is the average time consumers retain subscription before canceling? Some can be seen as 2, 3, 4 months and the likes. While the third question is analysis performance. The first one is cohort analysis. Customers were grouped by how their monthly subscription went. Retention during analysis, the difference between subscription start date and the time it was cancelled. Payment status comparison. Who are the paid subscribers and who are the unpaid subscribers? What was the first question? Um, I think that was about the key statement or something like that. So then
Now you can see.
many consumers cancel their sorry.
Yeah, I said key statements.
Okay. So many consumers cancel their subscription shortly after signing, which can be confirmed by the dates here. Consumers do not fully not I'm sorry, consumer who do not pay usually cancel within few days because there's this like free trial stuff. So most people they lack commitment. So after the free trial, they tend to like want to cancel the subscription so they will not be deducted from their banks and stuff like that. Overall payment commitment strongly affects retention, like what I said earlier, because they don't want to be like debited and all. So after using the free trials, they just tend to like use the free mode. And the most important insight is customers who pay for subscription are far more likely to remain active. This this helps the business and help them focus on converting paid subscribers quickly because paid consumers show more higher retention rates than unsubscribed users.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Thank you very much for that. Like that's superb. Yeah. So you have totally hit all the right nails in terms of everything coming down and going up. Perfect. And by next week, after our no next 2 weeks, after we have built our dashboard, this is just what we're going to do. Through. We have the dashboard, we have the analysis, and we just build out the insight. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. You all had great presentations, you had great plans, you had great sets, you had great insights. Thank you. So please, everyone has not filled the form. Please, kindly fill the form. I'll send the link again, then you'll send it. So I want everyone to fill the form before we move. So sorry for finishing late today. It's all my fault just because of the mistakes I made during time. So please fill the forms and let's leave afterwards. Please fill the form. Just one person had filled the form. Why? Is everyone feeling it already? Please let me know if you are feeling it already. Hello? Hello, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Are you filling the form?
Yes. Can the form be like sent to our WhatsApp group? I think it's easier accessible there.
Is it not accessible here? Okay, let me send it to the group then. So
Yes, it
actually,
will
we don't
disrupt
want
the
people that
class.
do not join to fill. That's the issue.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Let me try it again.
So what's the issue you're having, please?
Okay. I didn't want you to interrupt the class, but I mean already.
No, so okay. Can you just click on it and pick it? Shakirat, have you filled the form? Tamara, have you filled the form?
I'm on it now. I'm on it now.
Okay. Ada, what about that? Okay. Someone have submitted. Tamara, are you with us? We're so sorry for finishing late today. So sorry. So next week is career talk. So it's just discussion. Please, let's discuss with the person that has called me. It's not going to be me. It's going to be another face entirely, but it's not going to be good that the person comes here and we are not conversing with the person. Please.